My precious child, in this moment, as you feel the weight of loneliness pressing upon your heart, I want you to know something with absolute certainty. You are not alone. I see how isolated you feel, how the silence of empty rooms echoes in your soul, how you long for genuine connection and understanding. But listen closely to this truth. I am right here with you, closer than your very breath. Even when no one else sees your struggles, I see them. Even when no one else hears your silent cries, I hear them. Even when no one else understands your heart's deepest longings, I understand them completely. You have never taken a single step alone. My presence has been with you every moment of every day. I see those nights when loneliness feels like a physical ache in your chest. I see how you scroll through your phone, hoping for a message, a call, any sign that someone is thinking of you. I see how you put on a brave face for others while carrying a heart heavy with solitude. But remember, I am the God who never sleeps, never turns away, and never leaves you unattended. Those moments when you feel invisible to the world, I see you with perfect clarity. Those times when you feel forgotten by others, you are constantly on my mind. Those seasons when you feel disconnected, you are eternally connected to my heart. I understand this deep need for connection that I placed within you. I created you for relationship, first with me, and then with others. This longing you feel isn't wrong. It's part of how I designed you. But let me show you how to find your deepest fulfillment in my presence, even as I work to bring the right relationships into your life. Remember how I walked with Adam in the cool of the day, how I called Abraham my friend, how I spoke to Moses face to face. That same intimate relationship is available to you. I'm not a distant deity observing from afar. I am your father, your friend, your constant companion. When others are too busy to listen, my ear is always attentive to your voice. When others are too preoccupied to notice, my eyes are always fixed upon your path. When others are too distracted to care, my heart is always engaged with your concerns. I see how certain relationships have left you wounded, how trust has become difficult, how past disappointments make you hesitant to open your heart again. But I am not like those who have hurt you. My love is constant. My presence is assured. My commitment to you is eternal. You're not just another face in the crowd to me. I know every detail about you, every dream, every fear, every hope, every tear. I know what makes you laugh, what keeps you awake at night, what brings you joy, what causes you pain. My knowledge of you is intimate and complete. Even in your most isolated moments, heaven is active on your behalf. My angels are ministering to you. My spirit is working within you. My love is surrounding you. What feels like abandonment is actually an invitation to discover the depths of my companionship. I see how you sometimes question your worth because of your loneliness, but your value isn't determined by the presence or absence of others. It's established by my love for you. You are priceless to me, regardless of how many or how few people recognize your worth. As you reflect on this truth, take a moment to like, share, and subscribe to join our community of faith and inspiration. When you walk into empty rooms, I am there. When you eat meals alone, I am there. When you face decisions with no one to consult, I am there. When tears fall with no one to wipe them away, I am there. My presence fills every empty space in your life. You don't need to raise your voice or perform spiritual gymnastics to get my attention. I'm not playing hard to get or testing your devotion through distance. I am as close as your next breath, as near as your next thought, as present as your next heartbeat. Let me show you how to rest in my presence. Let me teach you how to recognize my companionship in everyday moments. Let me help you discover the joy of never walking alone, even when your physical circumstances haven't changed. This season of feeling isolated isn't punishment, it's preparation. I'm using it to deepen your capacity for intimacy with me, to strengthen your spiritual sensitivity, to develop your discernment of my presence. What feels like loneliness can become holy ground, where you encounter me in new ways. I want you to understand something profound, beloved. Your seasons of solitude are not signs of abandonment. They are sacred spaces where I draw you closer. Like a master artist, I often work most beautifully in the quiet moments, painting hope across the canvas of your heart. Those times when human companionship seems distant, they are opportunities to discover the depths of my friendship. When earthly conversations feel shallow, I invite you into deeper dialogues with me. When others don't understand, I offer you wisdom that transcends human comprehension. I see how you sometimes question whether anyone truly knows you, but I knew you before you were formed in your mother's womb. I know every thought before it crosses your mind, every word before it leaves your lips, every tear before it falls from your eyes. My knowledge of you is perfect and complete. Remember how I walked with Enoch, how I protected Daniel, how I comforted Paul in his prison cell? That same faithful presence walks with you today. When you feel overwhelmed, I am your peace. When you feel uncertain, I am your guidance. When you feel weak, I am your strength. In those moments when loneliness threatens to overwhelm you, pause and sense my presence. I am in the gentle breeze that caresses your face, in the warmth of sunlight on your skin, in the quiet whispers of hope in your heart. My creation itself testifies to my constant companionship. You don't have to earn my presence or prove yourself worthy of my company. I choose to be with you, not because of your performance, but because of my love. Not because of your perfection, but because of my promise. Not because of your worthiness, but because you're mine. I see how social media sometimes deepens your sense of isolation, showing you glimpses of connections you long for, but don't have. But remember, I offer you something far deeper than filtered photos and casual comments. I offer you genuine intimacy, authentic acceptance, and unchanging love. When you feel like no one understands your journey, remember, I walked this earth in human form. I experienced loneliness in Gethsemane, abandonment on the cross, rejection from those I came to save. I understand your human experience completely, and I walk with you through every moment of it. Let me show you how to find community in my presence. Let me teach you how to recognize my companionship in daily life. Let me help you discover the joy of being fully known and completely loved, even when human relationships feel distant or disappointing. Your table may seem empty, but I am there, ready to feast with you on the bread of life. Your path may seem solitary, but I am there, guiding every step with perfect wisdom. Your future may seem uncertain, but I am there, already preparing the way before you. I see those moments when you try to fill the silence with noise, the solitude with activity, the emptiness with distractions. But in the quiet, I am waiting to speak to your heart. In the stillness, I am ready to reveal more of myself to you. In the solitude, I am preparing to show you treasures that can only be discovered in secret places with me. You are never too broken for my embrace, never too wounded for my healing, never too lost for my finding. When others step back, I step closer. When others walk away, I walk toward you. When others forget, I remember every detail of your story. Let me be your first conversation in the morning and your last thought at night. Let me be the friend who never tires of listening, the companion who never leaves your side, the counselor who always understands. For I am not just with you, I am for you, completely and eternally. In those moments when loneliness whispers lies about your worth, listen instead to my truth about who you are. You are chosen, beloved, precious, and mine. No circumstance can separate you from my love. No situation can distance you from my care. No season can remove you from my presence. This journey you're on, we're walking it together. This story you're living, we're writing it together. This path you're traveling, we're navigating it together. For you are never alone, not for a single moment, not for a single step, not for a single breath. Beloved, as this message settles deep in your spirit, I want you to grasp something life-changing. This companionship I offer isn't temporary or conditional. It's not dependent on your performance or limited by your circumstances. It's eternal, unchanging, and absolutely unshakable. Even in your darkest moments, when isolation feels most intense, I am actively working in your life. Like a skilled weaver, I'm creating connections that will surprise you, orchestrating encounters that will encourage you, and preparing relationships that will reflect my love for you. I see how sometimes you question whether anyone will ever truly understand you. But I understand not just who you are now, but who you're becoming. I know the dreams you're afraid to speak aloud, the hopes you've hidden away, the longings you've never shared. Nothing about you is a mystery to me. Remember how I found Hagar in the desert, how I walked with Ruth in her widowhood, how I spoke to Mary in her confusion. That same attentive presence is with you now. When the world feels too big, I make it intimate. When the path feels too uncertain, I make it clear. When the burden feels too heavy, I carry it with you. In those moments when you feel most invisible to others, you are fully seen by me. When human acceptance seems distant, my acceptance remains constant. When earthly love feels conditional, my love remains perfect and complete. You are never overlooked in my kingdom. Let me show you how to find fellowship in unexpected places. Watch how I begin to bring divine appointments into your daily routine. Notice how I orchestrate chance encounters that carry my fingerprints. For I am not just with you, I am actively working to surround you with evidence of my care. Your prayers for meaningful connection haven't gone unheard. But while I'm preparing those relationships, let me be enough. Let me fill the empty spaces. Let me satisfy the deep longings. Let me show you that in my presence, there is fullness of joy. I see those times when you scroll through old messages, remembering connections that once felt strong, but now seem distant. But I am the friend who never drifts away, the companion who never loses interest, the father who never becomes too busy for you. You don't have to pretend with me. You don't have to wear masks or maintain appearances. You don't have to edit your words or filter your emotions. I receive you exactly as you are, with all your questions, doubts, fears, and hopes. In the silence of night, when loneliness feels most acute, I am there, counting your tears, holding your heart, singing songs of love over you. In the busyness of day, when you feel lost in the crowd, I am there, guiding your steps, ordering your path, preparing your way. Let this truth sink deep. You are not walking alone through this season. You are not facing these challenges in isolation. You are not navigating these decisions in solitude. My presence is your constant companion. My wisdom your faithful guide. My love your eternal security. Watch how I begin to transform your perception of solitude. What once felt like lonely spaces will become sacred places of encounter with me. What seemed like empty moments will become filled with divine purpose. What appeared as isolation will reveal itself as invitation to deeper intimacy with me. I am gathering every tear you've cried in loneliness, every prayer you've whispered in isolation, every hope you've held in solitude. None of these moments are wasted. They are precious seeds I'm using to grow something beautiful in your life. Your future isn't defined by current feelings of isolation. Your destiny isn't limited by present circumstances of loneliness. Your story isn't concluded by temporary seasons of solitude. For I am writing a narrative of hope, purpose, and divine connection through your life. Remember, when others are unavailable, I am always accessible. When others are distracted, I am fully attentive. When others are overwhelmed, I am completely available. My presence isn't just a comfort. It's a promise, a reality, a constant truth you can build your life upon. So rest in this assurance today. You are seen. You are known. You are loved. You are accompanied. Every step, every moment, every breath, you walk with me. This isn't just spiritual rhetoric. It's the deepest reality of your existence. For I am not just the God who created you. I am the Father who cherishes you, the friend who understands you, the companion who never leaves you. In my presence, you are never alone. In my love, you are never forgotten. In my care, you are never abandoned. Walk forward in this truth, beloved. For you are not just surviving in solitude. You are thriving in divine companionship. You are not just existing in isolation. You are living in eternal communion with me. You are not walking alone. You never have been. You never will be. With eternal love and constant presence, your Father God